lot of people were asking about the running back room, or at least that's the way it felt. So I had all my position group evaluations going into the spring game. Now we're going to do it coming out of the spring game. So on Saturday, I thought the running game had some nice moments. I didn't think it was anything spectacular. I thought the offensive line played better than I maybe expected them to, given the mixing and matching that always goes on in a spring game format. But also, just shout out to Dan Lanning and the staff, not just for having the spring game, but making the format simple. Combat ducks, fighting ducks, play a football game. None of this offense, defense, score, interception, 5 points, and 3. Like, just, this is the best way to do it. So, on Saturday, I'll share my thoughts on the running back room from what I saw, and then we'll go back to what my pre-spring evaluation was and see if I've changed my grade. So I thought Jaden Lamar looked solid, and that doesn't surprise me because that's always been my take on Jaden Lamar. He's not special. He's certainly not a liability. He's solid. He's a little bit thicker Travis Dye, maybe not quite as fast. He's solid. But am I ever wowed by him? No. Do I ever think he needs to, cease being a part of the rotation? Also no. He's solid. Nothing wrong with being solid. He looks like a number 3 running back to me. There's a spot for that. Jay Harris had the fumble that was forced, I believe, by Ife Obadegwu. By the way, one of you commented yesterday, and several people liked it, and understandably so, that I didn't have enough Ife propaganda. Just wait until I get to the defensive backfield. But yeah, Ife's a stud. So he forced the fumble, and then Blake Purchase, man, did that guy look good after just taking a year off after playing as a true freshman. Blake Purchase looked really good coming off the edge. He scooped and scored. Dante Moore kind of tried to tackle him, and Blake Purchase was having none of that. I still think Jay Harris can be a great goal line back. I don't know what he's missing. I don't know if it's a pass protection thing. Maybe it's a fumbling thing. I thought it was just a good hit from Iffy. But I think that if you put him in a Cyrus Habibi-Likio or LeGarrette Blount role from 2009 when LaMichael and Kenyon were the lead guys following his suspension to start the year. By the way, LeGarrette Blount Jr. was visiting Oregon during the spring game. Yeah, now we're old. So I don't know why Jay Harris can't do that. They did it with Jordan James in 2022. They were going to do it with him in 2023 until Noah Whittington got hurt, and then James became the number 2 guy. I don't know why. I mean, Jordan James is a great short yardage back, so maybe that's why. And now you're going with Makhi Hughes, who's not quite as big as Jay Harris, and Noah Whittington, who, we know what he is, of course, which is good. Maybe he does. Maybe he becomes that goal line thumper. He looks good in that situation every time I see him put into it. But he hasn't played a lot since arriving at Oregon for some reason. We'll just have to wait and see if that changes. I thought Noah Whittington looked like a healthy Noah Whittington, which is a high-end number 2 back. 1A, 1B, Noah Whittington, fine with me. There will probably be times where, he's more in the zone than Makhi Hughes, and that's perfectly fine. That's what I want in a running back tandem is, sometimes, this guy's seeing the field better, making better cuts, breaking tackles, and all that sort of stuff. So, I thought Noah Whittington looked like himself. De'Aaron Hill saw a lot more action in this game. I don't know if Jordan Davison actually recorded a carry. Davison, they're the Thunder and Lightning combo that Noah Whittington referenced going into the game, saying like, man, they're going to be special because Hill is a home run hitter because he's got breakaway speed, and Davison's just a big, powerful, bruising, kind of Royce Freeman style back. De'Aaron Hill saw a lot more run in this game. Again, I don't know if Davison was unavailable or if he just didn't do a whole heck of a lot. De'Aaron Hill looked like more than just a home run hitter for me. Like, I had a much higher impression. I saw him run between the tackles, looked solid, caught the ball in space, broke a tackle or two. I thought he looked pretty darn good. And then there's Dewan Riggs, who was not a super highly touted recruit and is in his second year with the Ducks now. I keep liking Dink Riggs. Like, that's his nickname for those who don't know. I think Dink is... I think Jaden Lamar is solid. If you ask me who I'd rather have, fill in for a game as Oregon's starting running back, based on what I've seen, I'd say Dink Riggs. The staff would probably go with Jaden Lamar. He's more experienced. I like Riggs. He's just got a little wiggle to him. Like, Lamar doesn't have a trait or anything that makes him really, stand out as an elite guy. He just kind of does everything pretty well. Riggs' side-to-side movement, I think, is really good. So, coming into the spring game, I expected Makhi Hughes, who we didn't see a ton from, and I think he looked fine. I still expect him to be a 1,000+ yard rusher this year. They worked in a lot of other guys, like De'Aaron Hill saw a good amount of run. I thought Makhi Hughes looked solid. Definitely didn't wow me with anything. Didn't have a huge opportunity to necessarily. Only getting a handful of touches. I think that's really the biggest takeaway with the running backs here. But yeah, going into the game, I expected Makhi Hughes, Noah Whittington to be the starters. I still think that's the case. I wonder if a third guy gets involved, whether it's Jaden Lamar or if he's more of a special teams player as he was last year. And I mean, he had the long screen pass against Oregon State, but that game was already over at that point. Or if Jay Harris becomes a goal line back, I could definitely see it. Jay Harris looks good, especially inside the 10. Dink Riggs looks good all the time. And I mentioned that I like De'Aaron Hill. Going into the game, I gave him a B+. I'm going to throttle that back. I'm gonna throttle that back down to a B- just because I think you have a good running back room. I don't know that it's great. Like, and again, remember, I'm a tough grader. C is average. There's nothing wrong with a C. That means you're doing fine or about, like you're okay. You're good enough. It's not a weakness or a liability. But I'm knocking this down to a B- because I gave a B+ to the receiver room, and there's no way, especially after the spring game, I can sit here and honestly say I feel as good about the running back room and how much explosion and dynamic playmaking you have there as I do in the wide receiver room. There's just a much stronger depth of talent in there, and I still think that this running back room is good. I think they can be productive. I don't think they will be an all-time unit. I think Makhi Hughes is good. I think Noah Whittington is good. I don't know that either are special or are NFL backs. Hughes maybe could be. He's kind of that Jordan James sort of mold. I think if Whittington had major NFL prospects, he would have gone there. If he had, high-end starting prospects, he might have transferred to a place where he's going to be the top guy. But I think Noah knows what he is. And amazingly, this has always been, the last time I brought this up on the show, I had the same, live in recording reaction. This is going to be Noah Whittington's 4th year as a Duck. It'll only feel like his 3rd because he didn't play for most of 2023. But he's been around for a long time. One of the original Dan Lanning recruits. He was a transfer, of course, from Western Kentucky, but came in very early in his career and has just stuck it out to be a number 2 or 3 guy, and he's happy with that. And you know what? He's my ideal number 2 or 3 running back. Loves the role, flashes high-end RB1 production, but doesn't feel like he needs to get the ball. He just makes the most of his opportunity. He's really, really solid. But I definitely, coming out of that game, was a little underwhelmed with the running back room. So I still feel good about the guys they have in there, though. So I'll go with a B- for the running back room. Still like him, just not quite as much as I did after the spring game. So